You guys that have watched me for a long time, you know I really don't like to be the center of attention. But anyways, I got some stuff I want to get off my chest real quick, and I don't feel like making a video about it. But this needs to be said, and everybody needs to know what's going on. And this has to do with the guy from Mississippi, Lafayette County Audits. I don't personally know this man. I've never spoken to him on the phone. I've never had a conversation with him. With that being said, I know News Now Ninja communicated with him quite oftenly while he was in prison, and also Good Citizen News. They know him a lot more than I do. I don't know the guy. I was going to meet him for the first time the other night. We all have a past. I have a past. I'm sure everybody has stuff in their past that they're not proud of. And this man just got out of prison like a couple of weeks ago. He just got out of prison. He was coming over here to start his life over. Okay. And I think everybody needs to know, when I talk about Galveston as a police state, like I really mean it. This man started in Mississippi, drove through Mississippi, went through Louisiana, got into Texas, made it halfway through Texas, never had any problems, didn't get pulled over. As soon as he crossed the line into Galveston County, he got pulled over and got arrested. That goes to show you how bad police Galveston is. It is terrible. He drove right into shark-infested waters. Like, we told him to meet us at the store right before you get into Galveston, and I guess he went live, which was a mistake because they were probably watching his live stream. They watched him come over the bridge, and he passed us up and went into the worst shark-infested waters in the whole country, in my opinion, and they immediately got him. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. I called Sergeant Doraty last night and talked to him. My first question was, Sergeant Doraty, did he blow in the breathalyzer? Did he fail the test? Did y'all draw blood? He said, we drew blood. The test results aren't back yet. Well, here's my question, and this is the reason why I went live. How do you have this man locked up, charged with a third DUI, and there's no probable cause, no evidence? They're waiting on the test results. How is that possible? I don't understand that. Please, anybody in the comments, please chime in. They're waiting on the test results. And then when I asked him, I said, this makes no sense. Where's the probable cause? And Sergeant Doraty's response to me was, Harvey, I take it that you've never seen his record before, his past. That was his excuse for this man being locked up while they're waiting on the test results. His past. They locked him up because of his past. How is that possible?
Adobe Acrobat AI Assistant is super helpful because it allows me to weed through everything that I don't need and get to what is inspiring. And
the only thing they have him on right now is he swerved. He went over the white line, allegedly. They pulled him over for that. They said they smelled alcohol. Everybody that was with this man swears he was not drinking. And another thing, from the get-go, when they pulled him out of the car, he kept saying, I'll blow in a breathalyzer right now. I have not been drinking. He was adamant about that. And then he put his hands out like that to be handcuffed. And so when they handcuffed him and put him in the back of the car, I said, Doraty, what is going on? What is he being detained, arrested for? And Doraty said, well, he volunteered to go and blow, and he volunteered to be put in cuffs. I said, well, if he volunteered to be put in cuffs, why is this man... I said, if he volunteered to go, why do you have him handcuffed in the back of the car? I said, take him out of the handcuffs. If he volunteered, there's no crime. At least uncuff him. Doraty said it was in their policies and procedures that anybody in the back of the police car has to be handcuffed, okay? And that sounded plausible to me. I said, okay. Well, then last night when I went live, I filmed Gainer, and he had a man in the back of his truck in the cage for over half an hour. The man was not handcuffed. The man was talking on his cell phone the whole time. So I mentioned that to Doraty last night. I said, well, you told me it was policy that they have to be in handcuffs if they're in the back of the car. Sergeant Gainer had a man in the back of his truck for a half an hour last night, and he was not handcuffed. What's going on? I said, did Gainer violate the policy? And then he started skating around the issue and deflecting, and then he started bringing up Lafayette County's passed again. That's why he had to be in cuffs. I said, no, wait a minute. You said it was a policy violation the other night if they're not handcuffed. So what you're saying is Sergeant Gaynor violated policy by not handcuffing this man. He would not answer it. And then he says, well, Harvey, obviously, if we've got a 5-year-old child and we need to put him in the back of the car, we're not going to put him in handcuffs. And I said, well, Doraty, you're acting like a 5-year-old. I'm calling you out on your bullshit. I'm calling you out on your lie, and you're deflecting, and you're acting like a child. And then he hung up on me. We have the whole thing recorded. You know we don't call the police department without recording everything. So he told me that the man was in jail because of his record, because of his past. The test results from the blood are not in yet. I just don't understand how they had this man locked up in the county jail under a $10,000 bond over this. Please give me your comments and your feedback. I'm going to look over my notes real quick and make sure I didn't miss anything. I think I've, yeah. Yeah, what's the probable cause? Why is this man locked in jail on a third offense DUI and there's no probable cause, no proof other than he crossed the line? And the reason why he crossed the line is because he decided to go live, which was a terrible mistake. He stopped at News Now Ninja's house in Houston before he came to Galveston, and they were sitting on the couch hanging out because they hadn't seen each other in a while. Like I said, they'd been communicating over the phone while he was in prison for months. Ninja went live. They talked about his plans to get in his car and go to Galveston. He said, I'm going to Galveston. I'm going to hunt some tyrants, blah, 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 blah. I'm almost positive the police and the trolls were watching that. Then Lafayette County got in his car, and before he got to Galveston, he went live and said, I'm driving into Galveston. And it was just a terrible mistake, man. I mean, they were waiting on him. I just don't understand it, man. This man is locked up on a $10,000 bond for a third offense DUI. There's no breathalyzer test results. There's no blood results back, although they are being tested right now. But how can they lock this man up and there's no proof? No parole hold. I don't know if he's on parole or not. From what I've been told, he did all of his time in Mississippi and he's out free. He's not on parole, because if he was on parole, he wouldn't be allowed to even come over here. Somebody called in his live. Yeah, the trolls and the cops watched him come into Galveston, and he passed me and Good Citizen up. We were sitting at the store. You know, right when you come over the bridge, there's a store. We were there waiting on him. He passed us up and went into the worst police-infested roads in the whole country, in my opinion, and they immediately got him. Because he was live. That was his, I mean, anybody who's paying attention to their phone and they're live while they're driving, you're going to swerve. And he was looking at his maps. He was trying to find us. He was lost. So that's the reason why he was swerving right there. News Now Ninja swears up and down that he was not drinking or intoxicated at all. Now, I don't know what these test results are going to come back to. That's not the reason why I went live. I mean, I'm not saying that there's nothing in his blood. I'm not saying he wasn't DUI. I'm just saying, where is the probable cause? Where is the proof to have this man locked up? That's all I'm saying. All right. Oh, Guy, what's up, Galveston Island Transparency? You guys, please give me your comments. I don't understand how they have this man locked up and there's no proof. There is no proof. Yes, they got a warrant for the blood test. But see, here's the thing. When they arrested him, Doraty's excuse was, well, he volunteered to be in cuffs. He volunteered to go down to the station and blow. So that's what we're doing. We're putting him in cuffs and we're taking him down to the station to blow. Well, then when they left, they didn't take him and have him blow. They took him to the hospital and got a warrant from a judge to test his blood. Yeah. Okay, you guys, somebody, I'm gonna say this right now. Just do not call the Galveston Police Department and bother them. We don't want to upset them at all. If you do call, just tell them how they're doing a good job and how you want to lick their boots and that you're proud of them. Somebody dropped that number in the chat in case you guys want to call and compliment them on the great job they've done. I would recommend you guys do not call down there and bother them. That's my advice. You guys give me some feedback because I talked about everything I wanted to talk about already. I've said everything I wanted to say. Feedback, please. Yeah, they're keeping them until the test results come back. How is that? I just don't understand it, man. I mean, you guys know my first video was over a DUI investigation, and I handled it like a pro. That's what started my channel. I've never seen anything like this happen. Ever, 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 man. This is crazy, man. There's the number. You guys do not call down there, and don't, whatever you do, don't ask for Sergeant Doraty and ask him to explain all these inconsistencies that he's told me. I'm not going to repeat everything. If you guys missed the beginning of this live stream, go back. We have all the conversations recorded, so there's no chance I'm making any of this crap up. You already know that. All right, what's the... Yeah, do not call down there and bother these fine police officers. I'll tell you what, though, Sergeant Doraty actually gave me that phone number about a month ago and said, you call anytime and ask for me. So that's what I did last night. And then when I called him out on his bullshit, his lie that I caught him in, he hung up on me. And, do not call down there. Don't call, you guys. Don't upset them. If you do want to call, make sure it's just to tell them they're doing a good job and how you want to lick their boots. Tell them that they're heroes. All right, I'm reading the chats right now. I just had to get that off my chest, y'all, because I just talked to him late last night on the phone, and my question was, how is this man locked up with a DUI charge? And as of right now, there's no proof. And his answer was, well, Harvey, you have to look at his past to understand that. You have to look at his record. So if that's the case, we should lock up Jared Rivas right now for his past of auto burglary. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me there. You know, if people should be locked up because of their past, I should be locked up right now too. You know, for getting caught with prescription pills that the government pushed out on the streets. I just didn't have the king's permission to have them in my truck. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys joining me.